In A Raisin in the Sun, Lorraine Hansberry portrays the way in which African Americans of the time period struggled to receive a solid, wholesome education. A primary factor that addresses the reason as to why black individuals were deprived of an education was the result of the racism which polluted society in the 1950s. In A Raisin in the Sun, the family inherits an insurance check from Walter's father, which they plan on using to purchase a new house with. However, their dream home was located in a predominantly white neighborhood. The character of Benitha Younger strives to attend medical school. If the family were to move into the new neighborhood, Benitha would most likely attend a school located closer to the new neighborhood. As a result, Benitha may receive an even better education because the school she would attend would cater primarily towards white students who were given the best education. However, the family is strongly discouraged from moving into this neighborhood by the head of its welcome committee, Carl Lindner. This is depicted through the following scene. My father almost beat a man to death once because this man called him a bad name or something. Do you know what I mean? No, I'm afraid I don't. Well, what I mean is that we come from people who had a lot of pride. I mean, we are very proud people. And that's my sister over there, and she's going to be a doctor. And we are very proud. Well, I'm sure that is very nice, but... Walter does not hesitate to mention Benitha's schooling, hoping he can convince Lindner that their family should be able to move into the new neighborhood. However, this rarely sways Lindner's stance. Lindner promotes racism in the way that he discourages the Youngers from moving into the neighborhood, possibly denying Benitha of a good education. Another reason why African Americans had little access to education was often because many African American families were financially less stable than that of white families. Ironically enough, the reason why black families often lived in poverty was due to the fact that they were discriminated against for their race, thus giving individuals, specifically the parents of students, fewer job opportunities and fewer chances to earn money to put their kids in school. This issue is depicted through the quote, "A full 50% of all African Americans living in New York City during the mid-1950s had incomes of less than $4,000 per year. Only 20% of whites had that income. Black unemployment was more than double that of whites, and when they could find jobs, blacks earned half of what white workers earned." White individuals were given the better and the higher paying jobs, which then gave them the opportunity of buying their children the best education. It is clear that the Youngers are not a wealthy family. The family lives in an apartment building that has dirty carpeting and curtains. The furniture is outdated and there are even bugs living in the walls. Walter works as a chauffeur, a job that does not require college schooling. However, the family inherited a check from their deceased grandfather. Lena, Walter's mother, trusts him to put the insurance check into a savings account in order to help pay for Benitha's schooling. This money is stolen, and Benitha's dream of becoming a doctor is taken away. Because the younger families of the lower class in society, they are unable to afford the necessities and luxuries the family members want, specifically Benitha's schooling, without the check. This shows how minority classes of society struggled to receive a suitable education. In the time period of the 1950s, black individuals struggled to get a good education due to the racism they faced in society, in addition to the fact that many African American families were unwealthy, mainly from the discrimination they encountered.